Hello, hope that you're doing well. This video is dedicated to my experience with the all-inclusive resort within the excellence chain Punta Cana. I'm going to take you on my journey, which includes looking at the travel to and from, the location, the room itself, shows, drinks and food, and beach views. This video is going to be kind of long because it's going to include actual video and footage from me being there and me talking through some of the videos to kind of give you some tips on what you should and should not do based on my experience. My intent for going on the trip was truly just to relax, so it was a lot of lounging around, eating and drinking based on just celebrating my birthday and graduation and some books that I'd written. So I really just wanted to give my brain a chance to relax. So if you are interested, continue to watch and hopefully you'll walk away with things that you can do to enhance your experience. Enjoy. As I mentioned in the beginning part of the video, I am an author. I wrote the Peace and Purpose series with the intent of helping people find inner peace and the purpose of their life. I actually finished writing Hidden Meadows, The Fulfilled Promise while on this trip. So if you are aware of anyone, including yourself, that's interested in a good set of reads and you want to find inner peace and identify the purpose in your life, give this a whirl. Thanks. Enjoy. So as you can see, we are already in Punta Cana in the airport. Now what you're seeing is the customs line, so make sure that you have all your documentation necessary before you get there. If you have a friend that you're traveling with or a family member, have somebody jump in line while everybody else uses the restroom so that way you can get ahead. If you have a larger group, just be mindful how it may make people feel if you have like 10 people jump in line with you. They are pretty friendly in terms of baggage and grabbing your bag, so they'll get you where you need to be. Right here is where you'll see that we are going through another part of customs, which I wasn't expecting at first, but the part that really got to me was how busy the taxi or shuttle service here is. So I strongly recommend that you arrange a shuttle service just to make it less confusing, and you can see how busy it's about to be in a few seconds. I booked directly through the hotel, so it was easy to find the shuttle service. Just look for Seasons Transfer in green. The ride was pretty comfortable, about 30 to 45 minutes from the airport to the location, so take that into consideration when arranging your travels to and from. The shuttle service was pretty relaxing and no issues. Alright, so I want to make sure that I give you as many tips as possible to maximize the experience that you have while staying. So I'm going to try to give you all the tips now so you can just watch and enjoy the videos that were taken. When we got to the resort, it was beautiful. On the way, you saw all the resorts along the drive. The driving is different. It was definitely not in the US, but we got there safely. Upon arrival, we got checked in. They took our bags, gave us a towel to wipe our face with and our hands with, and some champagne. I'm not a big champagne person, so I would probably pass. Immediately, they're going to take you to check-in, where they go through the whole process, walk you through the app, which I recommend downloading in advance, the Excellence Resorts. They do ask for a deposit, so ensure that you have about $500 prepared on your debit or credit card. I believe credit cards are preferred. You're going to see a really big number because it's in pesos, but the experience that they provide in check-in is pretty cool. They'll assign you somebody to take you to your room, which you'll go back to the same location that you got dropped off at and get on the cart, which was pretty seamless. You can see it's a very beautiful resort, and the staff was friendly. If you don't speak Spanish, you'll be able to get by just fine, but I will say that knowing a little bit of Spanish will help you throughout the experience, but not required. We stayed in the Excellence Club, if I'm not mistaken, so we got extra amenities like the Magna restaurant, as well as some activities, although I didn't realize that we had the activities included until the last minute, so just make sure that you take advantage of that. Also, there is a special beach access area, which is separate from the other part. If you were in the Excellence Club, I went over there to check it out with my friend, and we ended up going back to the other place. Maybe if you have a larger group or you want it to be a little bit more quiet, then you can go on that side, but I really didn't see that much of a difference. So I'm going to show you the room that we slept in, room 11105. I'm going to let the video play and then go back through and give you some tips on our room experience. Enjoy. If I recall correctly, I believe I was told they did a major renovation in 2017, so for the most part it's looking good. Alright, so going up to the room, on the left of the door you can see there's a little symbol that indicates whether you want room service or not, which you'll see that on the wall. It's really important to make sure that you indicate whether you want room service or not. You push the door to go in. The toilets were clean. I think one of the knobs were broken, but still worked fine. I felt comfortable using the toilet and didn't have any issues. It seems like they do a thorough job of cleaning the toilets as well as the sinks and the jacuzzi and the shower. The room was always cold, but I am cold natured, so take that into consideration. You might want to bring some sweats, maybe a hoodie, just in case you get too cold. Everything that you saw in the room was included, including the fruits and the alcohol and snacks. Some people say that you can take it home with you, but I opted not to. Make sure that you use your safe as well as the cubby, which is on the other side of this closet. Basically, the room staff can give you what you need without even having to come into your room. So that is something to consider as well. The shower was good pressure. My friend and I took long hot showers, didn't have any issues. If you are heavy on hygiene and sanitation like myself, I'm going to give you a list of items to bring, which will include some shower shoes, but that's just to be on the safe side. Towels were clean, didn't have any issues. Bed was clean, very comfortable. Depending on the room that you're in, you do have the ability to get different pillows, so I would definitely encourage you to try the different pillows that are available. Didn't have any issues with noise with neighbors. I know that my friend and I were laughing pretty loud and we didn't get any complaints. Didn't have a chance to use the jacuzzi, but I strongly recommend it. If you don't bring your own bubble bath, I believe that they do offer that for you. Make sure you use your shoes and the robes that are provided. Treat yourself. You enjoy it. I strongly recommend that you bring damp rid bags. I didn't experience the moldy smell until we turned the temperature up because it was a little bit too cold for me. Then we started to notice the smell. There's also the ability to get a humidifier, which you can request that at no additional cost. I also recommend bringing Lysol wipes, a metal straw for yourself. They don't allow plastic straws, but because they don't offer plastic straws, you're either going to drink out the cup or use the metal straws that you provide. The sodas and snacks tasted a little bit different. Of course, we're not in the United States. And I strongly recommend that you use the safe. We had a little incident where cash was left out and it was taken, which was definitely on us. It was in my friend's purse, but we definitely should have used the safe. Reported it to concierge. They took care of it. I'm not sure of the outcome, but just note to self, if you do bring cash to give tips to the staff, definitely keep it with you and or in the safe. Speaking of cash, I would recommend bringing some cash just to give tips to the waiters and the staff. It's not required, but it does make you feel good, and I'm pretty sure that it makes a heck of a difference in their lives considering the US to pesos conversion rate. You can never have enough bug spray and suntan lotion. Also bring some Imodium or Tums just in case your stomach doesn't like the food that is cooked. Alright, on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best, honestly the drinks were probably 3, borderline 2.5. They dilute the drinks to avoid guests getting out of control, understandably so, because one guy was knocking over everything during one of the shows, which was kind of bad. But strongly recommend you take advantage of the drinks that are in your hotel room, and or there is a particular location that was really good with their drinks right by Magna, the restaurant. And also the Coco Loco were good. My friend got them nonstop. If you're not a big fan of the drinks that are in the room, you can swap them out, note to self. And also there is a drink, I think it's called the Bama Mama or something like that, that has a Dominican rum in it that's really good. So check that out also. I'm not a big beer drinker, so I can't comment on that, but I can say that the wine was good. Obviously, they can't dilute that. And if you make friends with the servers, they might be able to get you some shots. The food on a scale from 1 to 5 actually depends on where you go. I would say stay away from the food that's offered on the beach because the pizza, the fries were not good. The best experience that I had was in the grill, which shout out to Ronaldo, and also in Magna, which again, remember you need that for, you can only get there through the Excellence Club. There's also Spice, which is Asian food, hibachi, which you have to do the reservation. You can actually go into the restaurant, but in order to do the traditional hibachi style, you have to reserve. I actually got sick after eating that, but my friend who ate with me did not. And the people that we met that were there that we ended up seeing again didn't have any issues with it. So maybe it was just me. But those were the restaurants that I preferred. There was a French restaurant that I wanted to try, but I didn't get a chance to. But I strongly recommend that you look at the app and look at the attire and then look at the hours, which the app is pretty cool about being clear when it's open, when it's not, also what the attire is. So if you study the app before you get there, you should know what you want. And again, it really just depends on where you go. The kitchen table was the breakfast spot that we ended up going to, and it had a lot of options. The dessert place was also okay, but if I had to do it all over again, I'd probably stick with the grill, Magna, and Spice with an asterisk next to it. Hopefully it wouldn't do what it did to me the last time. And I would actually add on, I believe it's called Las Olas, which is a standalone hut facing the beach, right across from the pool. That was pretty good for lunch because the pizza was made fresh, the burgers were good, and the other lunch options. So for me, breakfast would probably be the kitchen, lunch would probably be Las Olas, and dinner would be a mix-up between Magna, the grill, and Spice with an asterisk, and then maybe even the French place, as I didn't get a chance to try that.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
every night they have a show, and I believe on Tuesdays or Mondays is karaoke. So I'll let the videos play through so you can see what the experience is like. I would recommend getting there at least 30 to 45 minutes early. The shows varied, but the Michael Jackson one was probably the best, followed by the circus. Just go there to have a good time. Know that they put a lot of work into preparing for these shows, and it's not easy to perform in front of people. To avoid getting hit with any type of copyright infringement, I'll do a separate video and allow the audio for like Michael Jackson and the other songs that were used. Other favorite part about being in the middle section, or the performances I should say, is the live singing. They were kind of like the pre-show to the actual show, and those that were singing live were actually pretty good, and also the Dominican night that they had at that time was pretty good, so enjoy.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, give it all. Come on for our professional dancers. Bienvenidos a ellos.
The beach, as you can see, is beautiful. To the left, you can see somebody doing some of the activities that they have, yoga and stretching, which is actually on a board in the area that you see the performances. But the beach was pretty nice. I think we came before the large crowd, so we were able to find lounge chairs easy. The little huts have places where you can hang up your bags or your shirts, but no issues. The staff was pretty friendly, and they were tentative with no attitudes or anything. The towels were readily available, but again, I think we came before the crowd. Remember that if you have Excellence Club access, there's a separate beach that you can go to, but either of them are nice. There are flags that indicate when you're supposed to be in the water, when you're not, but sometimes people just ignore them. But the lifeguards will kindly remind you. There was a lot of seaweed in the water, but it was pretty relaxing. There are also opportunities for you to enjoy the activities that are available in the pool. A lot of DJs, or music I should say, and a lot of fun. You can really meet some nice people. Some people have been going there for years. I think one lady said that she was going for like 20 some odd years. But you really can enjoy yourself. Open up, relax, talk to people, because you never know. You might meet somebody who's a lifelong friend. And enjoy. If you are in the Excellence Club, you do enjoy a free or included hydrotherapy, which was pretty relaxing. If you don't want to get your hair wet, I recommend bringing a shower cap. But essentially, it's water with different pressures that are targeting different parts of the body. You start with, I believe, a sauna. Then you go into a steam room. Then you shower off with some type of scrub. And you go through the different pressures or streams of water. It was pretty relaxing. My friend and I opted to go with the foot massage at the end. To me, the prices were a little bit expensive, so we didn't go for like the spa treatments, but then again, you're at a resort, so why not? You can see as we're walking, there are different parts of the resort that you can walk to, like the jewelry store and the pharmacy. There's also what they call the discotheque, which I believe is their club, on the way there. And eventually past the pharmacy, you will see the spa on the left. One of the benefits of booking with the hotel is that the shuttle service was included to my remembrance, so you don't have to worry about finding transportation to and from the resort, and it just made life a lot easier, to be honest with you. You'll arrive in enough time to get to the airport safely. It can be a little bit confusing. Airport travel, it usually is. And one thing that I didn't realize when we were being dropped off is that you will get helped with your luggage, but sometimes people kind of stand around to see if you're going to give them a tip or not. So take that into consideration. Also consider, depending on what time of day you're leaving, the airport may be a little bit busier than normal, but just make sure that you have your travel documentation ready. I believe that you have to submit for another request when you're about to leave the DR, and the airport is pretty self-explanatory. Just bring some extra patience, be ready to scan information and provide your passport. You do have to go through TSA per usual, but depending on how quickly people are moving, it shouldn't be that difficult. And remember, you have to go back to your home country, so you'll go through customs again, and I strongly recommend global entry in addition to your passport if you're in the US. If you do have an American Express Platinum or Premium Lounge access, the lounge there was pretty nice to get away and relax, so I would strongly recommend that. Nice bathrooms. They also had a pool there, so if you want to get a last minute dip, you can do that. One thing that I did not consider when going to the terminal, or the gate I should say, we had to get on a bus in order to get to the airplane, and the directions once you got off the bus from the bus to the airplane were actually not very clear. So just expect chaos when you get off of the bus. They were sending people who were in the middle of the plane to the back of the plane, the front of the plane, so just be ready. So would I come to this location again? Yes. Even asking the driver on the way, which I don't think he's directly connected to this location, which of the resorts that were available are the best. He listed this as top 2. And I think overall the experience was good. Hopefully after watching this, you know what to do, what not to do, and how to maximize on your experience.